Yeah.
Hey, Gray, congratulations on the win. Were you surprised at how dominant you were in this fight? It didn't seem like he had a shot at all in this one.
Yeah, no, not surprised. You know, again, I was kind of talking to somebody, you know, and the last time I was really on top of a person in the cage was probably Kenny Florian, which was 09. It's all been stand-up after that. It's all been, you know, ups and downs and just all kinds of craziness. This is, you know, I've had good camps the last two. The last camp was a good camp, but it was a waste of time just because I was going up against Hall. You know, he's a coward. You know, this was probably the best camp, hands down. Just all the coaches, you know, communicating, asking me how I am, like pulling back, you know, if I need to. So it really came together, you know, unbelievable. And I don't really see anybody stopping me after this.
Were you surprised you couldn't get the finish in this one? It looked like you almost had it there, especially in the later rounds.
Yeah, no, he was doing a good job. He was slippery. He comes from a good team, and you know, the guys did some pretty good due diligence. You know, he caught me on a knee, you know, in the first, and like nothing crazy, but I could tell. I was like, oh, they're working their shit. All right, cool. So, but we really wanted to break him. We were prepared to, you know, prepared to get him tired in round one, but you know, he was pretty game. So, you know, we just kept going on that game plan.
Great. After the fight, you called out Artem Lobov.
Yeah.
What was the reason for that? Is there a particular reason why you want to fight him?
Yeah, because I don't want to, you know, go up against a Hall again. You know, that was a waste of time. That was a waste of camp. That was a waste of energy. You know, I want people that come to fight. You know, Artem does. Hats off to him, but, you know, I want to beat him. I want to beat a name. You know, I don't want the Halls anymore. You know, and I'll never take another fight that, you know, the person's a coward. You know, turning their back and running. Like, you can't fight a person that doesn't want to fight. And that was a waste of time. That was a waste of camp. You know, and everybody is like, oh, he got beat. He's done. No, I'm not done. You know, that was nothing. He didn't even punch me. He barely even punched me. I barely even punched him. There was no risk in that fight. It was a waste of time. You know, and everybody still called me out. You know, that wasn't my fault. You know, he's the bitch. He's the coward. And I'll never take a fight like that again.
Do you think people have written you off too quick?
Yeah, they have. But that's okay. Because every article, every tweet I see, you know, about Gray should retire, Gray should do this. All I read is what they would do if they were me. They would retire. They would quit. I don't quit. I don't quit till I win. You know, and you know, I'm back now. I'm coming. I'm coming for all the top guys. You know, that was a waste of time against Hall. Waste of camp. Waste of energy. You know, and I had to take some time off that to get my mind right. How could it be, like, how could he beat me like that? How could he take a check from me like that? So, you know, but I got, you know, I got my mind right, you know, and, you know, like, ultimately, just because I'm down, I never want to quit, ever. You know, I don't want my daughter to know I quit. I don't want anybody to know, you know, and if that's what you would do, cool, but I don't do that. You know, I keep going until I'm done, until my contract's done, until I win, you know, that's it.
What's different about you as a featherweight as opposed to a lightweight?
Size, I think, obviously. You know, my strength is still there. Speed's still there, power's still there. You know, I just, you know, my weight just came down as I got older, got smarter about in between camps, instead of going out drinking beers, eating burritos at 2 a.m., whatever it is. You know, my wife just, she cooks all my food. You know, she's a holistic doctor. She's going to school to become one. So, you know, our nutrition's just dialed in, keep in shape all year round. And, you know, it just came down. And so, like, maybe if I was still doing, you know, drinking beer all the time or just kind of in between camps, I'd be up to 80, but now I'm 65, just, you know, out of camp.
What about tonight, though? Are you gonna, you know, celebrate, get a nice meal tonight? You get to enjoy this one. It was a big night.
I mean, I always like a couple beers, but I'm going back to my kid. I'm going back to my wife, and just job well done. Hang out with my cornermen, they're my boys. So, yeah.
Have you used the Performance Center at all since it's opened?
Yes.
Has that been a big help to you or not?
I am so thankful, just about that. When the guys can fly in, just get all the stuff, but they hired all the best coaches. You can do the testing, take you got to use it because it's important. Smart people, you're going in there and it's not like they're trying to change you up. They're trying to work together, talk to your coaches, talk to you. Okay, here's what we need to do. How do you plan on doing this? And you talk together and it's like an NFL team. Everybody works. You just have to have coaches who are prepared to talk to them, and work and just learn off them too, and collaborate.
Greg, you said it's been a while since you kind of grinded an opponent out like that in the cage.
Kenny Florian.
Was that a conscious decision by you to kind of return your roots to go back to that, or is that just how it worked out?
It's crazy. I've been doing it in camps, for the last 3-4 years. I just haven't put it. I get in the cage and it just kind of switches to, let's scrap, let's fight. I'm gonna punch him, he's gonna punch me. But now it was just more of, it was the easiest route. He's a dangerous kind of striker. He's got a good kick. He's got a good left. So we were gonna do it for a round, just to get him tired. But he was game. And we kept doing it, and we kept going.
You're obviously frustrated about the last fight. So did that have anything to do with it in your mind? I need to impose what I want to do. I'm not going to let anybody do what they want to do anymore?
Yeah, it definitely happened to where Hall did change my mind. Holy shit, a guy can run and sit down on his ass and win a fight. When the ref tells me right before, we ask him, hey, what happens if he keeps going to his butt? That's timidity. We'll penalize him. So I'm in this fucking fight what's going on here? We're going back to the corner well, I don't really know what that was. What's the score? It was just confusing. Who's confused in a fight? You just punch people and you take them down, impose your will. That's a fight. When you're counting up, okay, he kicked me once, but I chase him on the octagon a little bit, and let's 1 + 2 equals, and then minus that one kick. That's how it felt in the fucking fight. I don't want to do math. I want to fight.
Great. Does this performance help you forget about the last one?
I'll never forget about that, just because it was a heartbreaker. It was just, I kind of knew going into it that it was going to be boring. It was going to be, dumb, but I never want to turn down a fight because I feel like I can beat anybody when it comes to a fight. And, it just kind of hurt after that. That was right around December 3rd. And so, I lose a fight. It's Christmas time. My kid's right there. I'm looking at my kid fuck, this is going to be a shitty Christmas. Almost. But, it just sucked.
Would you say this was your best performance since the Florian fight at 118?
Edgar was fun. It was a good draw, and but yeah, I'm just back to training how I need to be training, and I'm not jumping around gym to gym to gym. In the last 5 years, I've had probably 8 different coaches, boxing coaches, just all over the place. It's just been don't do this. Okay, do this. We're gonna change this up. Just, holy shit. Let me just get a couple camps. I got, I got all the coaches now. We've had a couple camps, and so, it's coming together. There's still more to come.
Thank you.
Thanks.